Hi, everyone. First, I want to thank Elizabeth for asking me to send along a video for this amazing occasion of the 25th anniversary of Helping Our Women. I wish I could be there. I can't. I'm 6,000 miles away in Jerusalem, Israel, but I wanted to be there with you in spirit and maybe just share a few words. When I started in 1995, there was no way to envision what would happen. In the early years, we had to set up policies and procedures, and we had a great board of directors that at that time included two nurses, Pat Lynch and Lisa Lagana, and the non-nurse but a massage therapist, dear Susan Latz, who put her heart and soul into how in the early years, as did so many people. One of the people who was a constant, and I want to say this in the very beginning, was Betty Villari, who never really left the organization. There were difficult times, but she was always there. And for me, over the 18 years, she was always present. And she was a dear friend. And I know there's a hole in the community since she has passed. Just to talk about my experience a little, I was grateful for the support of the whole community as we got started and reached out to doctors, Matter Cape Health, and the people at Cape Cod Healthcare, and massage therapists and mental health people and dentists, and everyone you could think of to say, we're here, we want to provide services, we want to make sure that we're reaching the people that need what we do. They need transportation, they need financial assistance, they need somebody to talk to and somebody to help with applications for Social Security, disability, and Medicaid, and all that stuff, all the benefit programs, and to help hook them up with other services they may need. At first, I was alone, and then the WISE board decided it was time to hire a client advocate, and that role was always client advocate and office administrator, which is kind of weird, but it works so well for How. And my partners in that were, first of all, Beth O'Rourke, who was just amazing, and then Sewell Whittemore, who was with us for not that long of a time, but she had a great impact. Of course, Terry Nesbitt, who is now in New Orleans, and she has her social work degree, and she's working for the New Orleans Police Department. As we say in Hebrew, Kol HaKavod for Terry, which means all my respect. And then Donna Zecker, who had been my friend for many, many years, and stepped into the role and helped refine it and helped organize it and do it in a way that hadn't been done before. She had a vision and a view of organization that was like a little bit different, and it really helped strengthen the organization. And now dear Amy Howell is in the job. I adore Amy. She's been a volunteer. She's been a friend for years, so I'm thrilled that she's there. My personal milestone, which is something Elizabeth also asked about, for me, the personal milestone was when Sue Roderick became chair of the board. I can't remember what year it was, but I know for at least 14, maybe 15 years out of my 18, she was the board chair. She was my partner. She was my boss. She was my advisor. She was my mentor. She was somebody I would fight with, and we would argue about things, and sometimes I was right and sometimes she was right, and we would always listen to each other and come to some agreement on how we could do things better and different, because it was always about the organization. I will always appreciate having Sue in my life, and I know she's smiling too or laughing because we used to butt heads all the time, but she was amazing. The other milestone was the ability to buy an office before I retired. And I definitely want to thank Joy McNulty and Ann McGuire for their tenacity in making sure that this happens. One of the powerful things about having that office, which is a beautiful office, wasn't me having my own office, which I particularly didn't like all that much, but for us to be able to have a food pantry and a personal care products pantry. To me, that was a huge step up in services because the people we served really needed that. I see it's thriving. I see the community is donating items, and that there has been, even recently, an event at the Stop and Shop where people donated food and personal care products just to keep it going. And I know the community's been been behind that. I think there are so many things that I could say, and I do want to keep this. I'm at almost 5 minutes, and I do want to keep this short so you guys can go on and party and listen to other people and share stories. Um, it was a great experience. It was the 18 years of my life that where I grew up, really. I had come out of working in the AIDS epidemic, said I'd never work in human services in Provincetown again. And then there I was. And I am so thankful that I took that leap of faith and that the various boards of directors had that faith in me and trusted me and advised me and also listened sometimes. It was a great experience. I just appreciate it so much. Just a little side thing, because I know he's probably there. I just want to say, hey, Steve Roderick, you were always there for me. You were always there for How. You're there for the nonprofit community of the Outer Cape, and you're amazing. I work for Guy here in Israel now, who's a financial services guy, and I do a little consulting with his company. And you guys are similar. You really believe in the greater good and serving the community that wherever it is, whether it's here in Eretz Yisrael or whether it's on Lower Cape Cod. So guys, I want you to go party. Elizabeth Gorin, you were my choice to succeed me. You weren't ready at that point. I'm so thrilled that you were ready at some point, and I'm so thrilled that you're going to have a retirement and be able to follow some other dreams that you may have had in your life. So guys, go party. Have a good time. My love to all, and best wishes, and everyone be well.